From the today's class, I am going to discuss primary structures of sedimentary rocks. Primary structures of sedimentary rocks. What are primary structures or secondary structures? Structural features which are developed in the body of sedimentary rocks during its formation are called as primary structures. When some features are developed after the formation of rock, then it is called by the name secondary structures. Primary structures means during the formation of rock, some features will be developed. Then which are the primary structures can be seen in sedimentary rocks? Let us begin with number 1, stratification. What is stratification? Strata means beds. Stratum means a bed. How it will be appeared in the diagram? First, we have to draw horizontal lines. Horizontal lines are going to show beds. The sedimentary rocks are formed in the form of horizontal beds. What it denotes M? The first formed bed, which is followed by N bed, O bed, P bed. The M bed is oldest bed here in this diagram. P bed is youngest bed, which means you see here in the diagram, each bed has its own thickness. All the beds are mutually parallel to each other. Sedimentary rocks are deposited one above the other in the form of horizontal layers. I am going to use different color piece of chalks to denote each beds. A bed is called by the name stratum. Number of beds are called by the name strata. The surface which separates one bed from the other is called by the name bedding plane. Stratification means sedimentary rocks are deposited one above the other in the form of horizontal layers. Single bed is called by the name stratum. Number of beds are called by the name strata. The plane which separates one bed from the other is called by the name bedding plane. When a bed, which means each bed, when it has thickness very small, which means less than 1 centimeter, is called by the name lamina. Lamina means when the thickness of each bed is less than 1 centimeter. Do we find the beds in nature always in the form of horizontal nature or horizontal layer? Definitely not. When the beds are subjected to tectonic disturbances, then these beds will be tilted in invariable manner. That's why in nature sometimes the beds do not able to appear in the form of horizontal nature. Next, let us move on to second type, which is graded bedding. When we are going to find the sedimentary rocks in nature, they must be appeared in the form of layers, in the form of horizontal nature. That's why we have to draw first horizontal beds. Sometimes in some stratified rocks, coarser grains are deposited at the bottom and finer grains are deposited at the top of each bed. Such beds are called by the name graded bedding. In each stratified beds, we are going to find coarser grains at the bottom and finer grains at the top. Such kinds of layers in stratified rocks is called by the name graded bedding. Gradation. Gradation means the separation. Separation means coarser grains at the bottom, finer grains at the top. In between, we are going to find again medium sized grains. Next, we are going to move the third type, which is current bedding. Sedimentary rocks are parallel to one another. This is one bed. Here, sometimes some of the beds are deposited slightly inclined to the major bedding planes due to velocity of direction of flow of transporting agents. Such sedimentary structure is called as current bedding. This one is horizontal beds. Below which we are going to find inclined beds. Sedimentary beds are usually deposited in horizontal nature, in horizontal layers. Sometimes some of the beds are deposited slightly inclined to the major bedding plains due to velocity of direction of flow of transporting agents. Such sedimentary structure is called as current bedding. You see, at the top we are going to find horizontal beds, below which we are going to find inclined beds. How these beds are inclined to the major bedding plane, which is depending upon velocity of direction of flow, particularly of transporting agents. How the material has been transported, through which medium, either wind action or river action or glaciers action, which is depending upon the transporting agent. The next one is ripple marks. The fourth one is ripple marks. In this ripple marks, we are going to find pointed crest and pointed trough. This one is pointed crest. These two rounded trough. Pointed crests and rounded troughs are produced on the surface of loosely deposited sediments due to wind or wave action in shallow water bodies. You see, if the ripple marks are produced by stagnant water bodies, then the feature will be appeared in the form of symmetrical manner. Or if they are formed by, if the ripple marks are formed by moving water, then they are appeared in the form of asymmetrical. Next, we are going to move fifth type. The next type is mud cracks or sun cracks. Mud cracks or sun cracks. Polygonal or irregular cracks are developed on the surface of fine grained sediments during the formation of sedimentary rocks are called as mud cracks or sun cracks. These kinds of structures can be seen in subaerial or aerial conditions. Here, this is the three-dimensional view, how the polygonal or irregular cracks are developed on the surface of fine grained sediments during the formation of sedimentary rocks, then it is called by the name mud cracks. Here you see there is no specific shape or size. Tetragonal, even we are going to find trigonal, pentagonal or even hexagonal shape structures can be seen. When an area is subjected to subaerial or aerial condition temperature. When it has fine grained sediments, definitely in which we are going to find mud cracks or sun cracks. The next type is rain prints. The sixth one is rain prints, a series of small circular pits and depressions. A series of small pits and depressions are formed due to the impact of raindrops, due to the impact of drops of rainwater on sedimentary rocks, is called by the name rain prints. When that area is subjected to impact of drops of rainwater, then we are going to find different sizes of rain prints. Here there is no specific size and shape. The next one is organic structures. The next one is organic structures. Here tracks and trails. This dotted line denotes tracks. This one denotes depressions. This one is long parallel sided depressions. When an organism moves on loosely deposited sediments, definitely the footprint of that particular organism can be seen in sedimentary rocks. If the leaf is embedded within the sedimentary rocks, we can able to find the imprints of leaf. Tracks and trails are resulted from movement of organisms across on the surface of loose and soft sediments. As they walk, as they drag their body, or even footprints, etc., which are known as tracks and trails.